he said he was coming on the road. Purchase or shall the rent get
Where is he?
It's coming?
Yes, sir. See, now we get to have fun.
Air Ryan? Air Ryan? Oh!
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing?
It's nice to meet you, bro.
And you. Welcome to Pickering.
Yes, sir. I'm pleasure to be here. So, probably we mentioned to you that we started our journey on the 1st of February in Ottawa. We had a press conference there with MP Mr. Monkey and Lorenzo. And the whole idea is trying to push forward the 605. And the 6605, as we stand right now, there's only one hospital treatment hospital that will treat people with sickle cell. And we found cases where victims have actually airlifted from, say, far away places like Lorenzo and things like that. So what we're hoping the 605 will do once passed is that every hospital will mandate to be able to treat sickle cell people with sickle cell.
Well, we support your reference, certainly. I'd like to introduce Councillor Bill McLean.
Okay,
Councillor Kevin Ann.
Hi, how are you?
53.
31 years you was there. You finally got rid of him.
I'm just 30 now, sir. Actually, I'm 32 now. Good for you.
Well, we recognize the need, and we also recognize that you can't have these facilities in every hospital, but we do have to have a network across the province to support the needs of these victims. So we wish you good luck with
Thank you. So one more thing that I'd like to introduce you, Washington, is a good friend of mine who does most of the work, who is also the CEO for Step by Step Organ Transplant. I'm the chairman, but he's the CEO, and he's the one that do most of the work for Mr. George Marcello. Could you come and meet the mayor, please?
I'm trying to get old Joe to get all the spotlight here.
Welcome
to Pickering. Thank you.
Well, I think organ transplant is a big part of it, and I would encourage everyone that watches this to sign their organ donor card, because that's the first step in ensuring that not only this unfortunate disease, but all of the needs across the medical spectrum are helping to get. Strong endorsement on behalf of the City of Pickering Council, the councils who are here, and myself, to sign these all together.
Thank you for just supporting the
Thank you.
You don't have to go no further. Actually, we are planning to take the torch back to Lord in September. This year we might be 10th anniversary when we take position as the Lord. So hopefully we go back this year.
September 6th.
September in Rome. There you go. Gentlemen, get in here. Let's all three of us grab this one.
I'm just going to pull out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, Mayor, we're hoping to get a little wrap up Mayor, Dennis Staples. And also, he's going to have a sit down with Deborah Matthews, the health minister, maybe to get the province to get a speedier passage by the province of a similar bill. So by recruiting the mayors, and you know, they have a lot of influence. I've known that over the years. Maybe we can get a speedy passage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we also have a student here that joined us at the bus stop.
Hello. Hi. Hey, Brian. Nice to meet you. You from Pickering?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Took an interest.
That's great.
That's great.
Michael, put the mic on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Please took the opportunity.
And I'm definitely looking into the Christmas parties and stuff when I'm
Okay.
I want to know about it.
Kevin, what part of Pickering are you?
I'm just actually down the way by the park.
Down by the power? Okay.
Yeah.
There's Doug over there.
Councilor Dickerson over there. One of your counselors and Councilor
He's always talking about
I'm just gonna sneak in beside you guys.
I'll let you know. Okay? No, we'll have to turn around just because of the lighting. It's George, G-E-O-R-G-E, Marcello, M-A-R-C-E-L-L. Sure. About 3 months ago, I was approached by Constable Ojo Teobadi, who just to put something together that'll put sickle cell on the map. And, you know, I came up with the idea of doing this run from Parliament Hill to Queen's Park, symbolically to get the federal bill passed and then hopefully get the province to pass a provincial bill. You know, we've done this before with step by step. So what we did at step by step, because I'm the CEO over there, is we led this torch that I'm carrying, and it's got quite a bit of a legacy. It was blessed by Pope John Paul II and used in many similar campaigns. So it's, you know, it was well known, and so we used the torch. We used my legs, and I wasn't really counting on me doing the running. We were hoping to recruit somebody else, but nobody showed up, and you know, it had to get done. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And the most often question I was asked along the way is, for sickle cell, why is a white guy doing this? And my most simplest answer was, I see no color. Like, suffering is suffering, and I've seen lots of suffering in many colors, in many different shapes, many different forms. You know, what's the difference? Like, you know, so I'm hoping we can shatter that stereotyping, you know, of that it's a black disease. It's a disease that's killing, you know, and it doesn't have comprehensive care. So let's get comprehensive care. Let's get this bill, BC 605, passed, and that'll bring comprehensive care. It'll make the disease legitimate, and people that are suffering with it can go to clinics, and you know, the hospitals will know something about it, you know.
And what's the timeline on this?
when should this be?
Well, today is day 15, so tomorrow officially I arrive in Toronto. It's, I got 32 kilometers left from finishing this. But on the 17th, we have a big day planned. We have a lot of students from the Jane and Finch area that are going to run with this torch. I'm going to pass it to them in the morning, and they're going to run with it from Westview Centennial down Jane Street with a big police escort, and then east along Bloor, and then we got MPPs that are ready to receive the torch, and they're going to bring it down to the hospital, Town General Hospital, and then finally to Queen's Park, where there's going to be a little girl that's suffering with sickle cell. That's going to be the final person to receive the torch, and we're all going to pray that it gets a speedy passage and that nobody needs to die or suffer from sickle cell disease ever again.
So, I mean, this must feel rewarding for you to take part in this big challenge.
Yeah, I believe strongly in the pay it forward. My life was saved a long time ago, and because of that, I've been doing my part, just giving back. I believe in that. I believe that we're here. I'm paying God's rent, and that's my way of paying God's rent, is giving back.
Can you elaborate? You said your life was saved years ago.
I had a liver transplant in 95, and I had like 2 days left to live. An anonymous donor saved my life. As a result of that, awesome act, I wanted to say thank you. I didn't even know who the person was. And so by doing what I'm doing, is my way of saying thank you, not only to that donor family, but to do my part and whatever I can do in giving back to those people that are suffering. Like, I seen 10 people die while I was on that hospital floor in 2 weeks. And organs were literally just going in a wastebasket. And I said something's wrong with this. So I was fortunate enough to receive mine, and since then, that's what I've been doing. And there's with sickle cell, the other reason, why it fits in with step by step is because through a bone marrow transplant, a person suffering with sickle cell can have their life saved. But the awareness that's needed for that is that it's a new medical technology that has been successfully used recently, but sickle cell isn't registered in most countries as a disease that can be saved by bone marrow transplant. So in other words, doctors, if they're looking on the World Bone Marrow Registry, a lot of people aren't indicating that the sickle cell could be the matches that So we're trying to bring awareness not only to Canada. The United States has sickle cell on their registry, but there's probably 100 other countries that don't have it. So this is an international effort as well.
And with every step you're taking along this journey, what's going through your mind? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Well, most of the steps that I'm taking, I got my iPod, and I'm listening to, believe it or not, First Nations music. During my last thing, I did a trek across Canada. I was actually taken in by a lot of First Nation people, and they gave me a whole bunch of music that literally keeps my mind focused and keeps the cold away, and it just, I somehow managed to do it with that music. It's just a whole different types of First Nation music that keeps me going. I mean, I'm thinking of, that's got me occupied, but the other thing too is, if I am feeling any pain or any, I really do think of that child that is really suffering with sickle cell and can't do nothing, and it makes it worth that pain. It makes it worth it to do that step. It's me.
Anything else you want to add?
Stepbystep.ca. If you can visit our site, hopefully one day we'll be able to put that Bill C-605 has gotten passed. That's what we're hoping for very soon.
Thank you, George.
Okay.
Tommy?
Yes, sir. See, now we get to have fun.
Air Ryan? Air Ryan? Oh.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing?
It's nice to meet you, bro.
And you. Welcome to Pickering.
Yes, sir. Our pleasure to be here. So we started with premonition here that we started our journey on the 1st of February in Ottawa. We had a press conference there with MP Mr. Monkey and Lorenzo. And the whole idea is we're trying to push forward the 605. And the 605, as we stand right now, there's only one hospital, hospital, people with sickle cell. And we found cases where victims have actually airlifted from, say, far away places like Lorenzo and things like that. So what we're hoping the 605 will do once passed is that every hospital is mandated to be able to sickle cell equipment. And we hoping that as well.
Well, we support your reference, certainly. I'd like to introduce Councillor Bill McLean.
Good as well.
Okay, Councillor Kevin Ann.
Hi, how are you?
53.
31 years you was there. You finally got rid of
I'm
him.
just 30 now, sir. Actually, I'm 32 now. Good for you.
Well, we recognize the need, and we also recognize that you can't have these facilities in every hospital, but we do have to have a network across the province to support the needs of these victims. So we wish you good luck.
Thank you. So one more thing that you have to introduce your Washington is a good friend of mine who does most of the work, who is also the CEO for Step by Step Organ Transplant. I'm the chairman, but he's the CEO and he's the one that did most of the work for Mr. George Marcello. Could you come and meet the mayor, please?
I'm trying to get old Joe to get all the spotlight here.
Welcome to Pickering.
Thank you.
Well, I think organ transplant is a big part of it, and I would encourage everyone that watches this to sign their organ donor card, because that's the first step in ensuring that not only this unfortunate disease, but all of the needs across the medical spectrum are met. Strong endorsement on behalf of the City of Pickering Council, the councils who are here, and myself, to sign your donor card.
Thank you for just supporting the
Thank you.
You don't have to go no further. Actually, we are planning to take the torch back to Lord in September. This year we might be 10th anniversary when we commissioned the torch to I believe
September 5th. September in Rome. There you go. Gentlemen, get in here. Let's all three of us grab this one.
Pull out.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So, we're hoping to get a little bit left on Mayor Dennis Staples.
So where is it? Whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so today is day 15 of this 17-day journey, and we're in Pickering, and we got one more day to go, 30 kilometers tomorrow, and we reach Toronto. And during this journey, it's been pretty long, even though it's just 15 days. The question that I was asked the most often during the whole journey is, why am I doing this? Why is a white guy doing this? And my answer was, because I see no color, which was true. But the real answer I'm going to say right now. The real reason why I'm doing this is because of this gentleman beside me, Constable Ojo Tiobati. He asked me to do it, and I said no problem. And anytime Ojo asks me to do something, I do it without question. So he asked me to bring awareness for sickle cell, and I did it. And at the beginning, I know that when we were talking, and I was talking about that no matter what, this is going to get done. And that meant even if I had to die on the road, which could have been a big possibility, I was prepared for that. There's nothing I wouldn't do for Ojo. And that almost happened a few times. I actually had to be in the hospital twice during this campaign. And so I didn't train properly for it, and as a result of that, it's been very painful to do this. But I just want you guys to know the reason why I did it. I didn't mention this to the media, but I'm mentioning it to you guys because I want you guys to, you know, if you're gonna do this, do it real. Be truthful in everything that you're gonna show. Don't exaggerate. Don't make it truthful, because you have a piece here that can literally, if you do this right, you can actually you can make the whole world aware. So it's going to be up to you guys how you're going to do it, and you especially, Shane. You got it in you to do to interpret this properly. You know, you got it in you. You got to search in and make it alive. Make it sing. Make it so that people are going to pay attention to it. You know. So we're almost going to be done. And as I said at the beginning, I'm not here to take any credit for any part of this. I did it because Ojo asked me to, and that's going to be it. And as a result, I'm hoping that it does do the trick. And if it doesn't, I hope as a result of this, maybe it can inspire other campaigns afterwards. You know, I think we can do it if we get aggressive. You know, now it's just, we just got to get aggressive. We have right now something that if they're not responding to this, we should be complaining afterwards. We should be, because we've risked our lives to do this, and if we're not going to get any response on it, we should say something about it. Ojo almost lost his life on the third day, and you guys many times could have lost your life, and you know, and I could have lost my life, and you all know that we were willing to pay that price to do this. So if we don't get the response, then we should be complaining about it.
Well, George, first of all, I just like to thank you for being a friend. You've been a friend to me for the longest time, and even with all your trials, tribulations, and all kinds of things, you've always been there for me. It is true that I spoke to you about creating awareness for sickle cell. And just as we were talking about it, then came along this thing called BLC 605. And of course, I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that even if I didn't ask you, I can see the spirit in you already that you want to do this. And it's not just because I asked, I only asked you as a friend, but I'm pretty sure you did it because it's in you to do good. And that's the key thing, it's just in you to do good. And you also mentioned that some people ask you along the way, why would a white guy be doing something like this? But when you have the Spirit of God in you, as you rightfully said, there will be no color of sin at all. And I believe in you, that's why I asked if you would help me out, help Eglinton Community Sickle Cell Support Group out. And I'm glad you came through with it for us. But you also mentioned about, have we achieved anything? Oh, absolutely. I believe that the impact that we made already, I mean, it's incredible. All the mayors we've met along the way, and townspeople, the restaurants, the hotel owners that have put us up and fed us, and people that have come along the way, and it's, without you, I don't think we could have done this, because it's you actually that God's been used all along the way. And it is true also, you mentioned that there is a degree of risk factor, which is true. I remember that morning when this particular truck was sitting, when I was driving it, and it shifted on the ice and was going to tip over. And for a minute there, I was scared because it was just going down, and Don was way ahead of me, so he couldn't have seen what was going on. You were walking in front of me. I was trying to honk and let you know, but thank God that everything was okay. And as you said, it's not really just up to us here. I believe it's up to the people that organize the Sickle Cell, the Camp Jumoke, Sickle Cell of Ontario, and all these people, Chicago, Sopo, and all these little small groups that are all over the place to come together and work together. Because if we want this thing to work, they're going to have to leave I want to take the accolades aside and do this thing together. And that, I believe, is what makes you and I being able to work together so well. And that is because none of us wants the accolade, we just want to get the job done. And if we can only transfer that spirit to all the different little groups that takes care of sickle cell, you know, whether it's Camp Jumoke, whether it's Sopo, whether it's Chicago, doesn't matter what it is. If they can only come together and stop the fighting and the bickering, and I'm going to be in charge, this is going to be my, you know, I'm sure this thing could really, really be successful. But my estimation right now is that for what we've done so far, with the help of everyone that's been involved, I mean, you think about Don, who left his business for 17 days, been on the road taking photographs and buying food, and Shane, who left everything behind and come along. I think one thing too I have to say that we've also got out of Shane is that now Shane talks a lot. Before he was so quiet, but now I think he's a real talker now. And I wish we have another 17 days on the road with him. By the time we're through, he'll be Muhammad Ali. You know, so I think we became sort of like a family. You know, we sleep in the same hotel, we eat at the same time, we leave the hotel at the same time, we're on the road at the same time for 17 days. That by itself is a success. That by itself is a success. And like I said, the awareness we have created, and when you look at the mayor of Carlton Place, Mayor LeBlanc, and the way she received us, when you look at the mayor of Smithsford, the Staples, Mayor Staples, the way he received us, and so many others like that, that maybe might not even be aware of sickle cell if we didn't get on the road. Can you imagine the success we have achieved? To me, I mean, for the first time too, to me this is a pilot project. And when you look at the success that we have achieved, number one, the four of us became a family. Number two, along the way, we met great people, hotel owners and restaurants. Number three, we met people that, in fact, one mayor says, I'm not even sure if any member of my community has this disease that we don't even know about until now. Because when you guys called me, that's the first time I actually went on the website studying about sickle cell. So the lives that we've touched, you can't even begin to imagine it. So I'm going to have to just say, George, thank you so much. for everything. And I know this is not the end. This is for you. This is just the beginning, because I'm pretty sure that you're going to call me and say, okay, Oj, I got something for sickle cell again. And you know I'll be right there. And really just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and for all the kids with sickle cell. God bless you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Shane. Thank you so much.
Sure.
My buddy George.
And your brother, who you never
And then,
introduced
and
to
then
properly.
I was just going to now say that, and then we have a new member, family member today, my own brother, Steve Dewale Tiobade, who's from the same mom and same dad. And he at one time was studying in Russia. And then when he finished, he came to Canada, and I had said to him that from some of the pictures that I see in Russia, that unless you are an Eskimo, in fact you have to be better than an Eskimo to live in Russia. Why don't you come to Canada? And he agreed. So then he called me and says, well, I wouldn't mind helping out to do this. As a matter of fact, I think it was only this morning that he was able to call his boss and confirm that he's not working today. He has to go and volunteer his time. So not only is he volunteering his time with us, he's also losing his day pay with his boss just to be here today to help us drive. So you see what I mean? Like, everybody seems to just be coming together to make sure that this work out, and that's the beautiful thing about it.
When he came to Canada, he brought a boat.
He did. I did. He was smart. Well, then again, you could look at it and say, well, I told him the story, so he knew better.
Okay.
That's it. Thanks, Don, again. It's just been a great pleasure working with you. And, maybe someday you will actually do me a real favor and get me a Clint Eastwood movie or Kung Fu and none of all these, I don't know what you have in there, but I don't watch those movies. I'm only interested in Kung Fu or Clint Eastwood. Thanks again, you guys. God bless.
What time is it?
It's